Good afternoon, Lady Judge Joyce Alouch. Very welcome. We cannot yet hear you yet. Can you check? Or is it our...
Can you hear me now?
Yes, very well. Very good connection. I give you the floor for your presentation. And welcome once again.
Thank you very much. And good evening. I'm speaking from Nairobi, Kenya. I'd like to share my screen. Let me try. I have a very brief presentation. If I can share my screen. Let's see. Wow.
Yeah, it's working.
Is it really working? I can't see.
Yes, it's working.
But I had sent, it's something I have already sent it to you, to the organizers.
But
they have it.
We can do that on the screen. It's fine. Because...
because from my side, let's see. From my side, I can hardly see, but let me see. There should be share screen.
We already can see your screen. We already can see your screen.
Okay, you can see my screen?
And we can see your presentation.
Yes, my presentation was just, I headed it supporting women's access to positions of higher responsibility, how to become an international judge while caring for the family. That's, let me get the slide show. So, and play for, okay. I believe I have it right now, sorry. On the second screen, I have, this is where I am now. This is who I am, this is family. That's when I was in Kenya as a High Court and Court of Appeal judge. And the final photograph is when I was at the International Criminal Court at The Hague in the Netherlands. Then I decided it should be lessons and experiences across the globe, really, not across the region, across the globe. And I decided to just give one example of what anybody, of least what women can do with their law degrees. This is what Kamala decided to do with her law degree, very different from mine, because I'm not in politics, but for her, she used her law degree and she has a law degree and that's the venue she used politics, which I didn't. So my judicial career in Kenya began in 1974 to 2018. That's a total of about 44 years. What's interesting is that I got married when I was a law student, first year. So by the time I became a lawyer, a magistrate, up to the level that I reached, I was already having responsibilities as a wife and a mother throughout my judicial career. So that's where I started, district magistrate, resident magistrate, senior and high court judge, appeal judge, and finally international criminal court. And of course, that kind of a journey, you always have challenges because you are juggling family and a career. And but still, it's possible. My message really is that it's possible to do it. It's not easy, but women are such determined people, and it's possible to do it the way that I did it. And then I just gave some examples. There are many examples, but I just gave some examples of equality is important for supporting women's access to positions of high responsibility. I gave an example of when I was once chairing a committee within the African Union, and I was in the summit with heads of states and government, and that was the second year since I was elected to chair that committee. The first year, the meeting was in South Africa. This second year, the meeting was in the second year, 2003, the meeting was in Maputo. And whilst I was giving my report, and in that hall, there were only heads of state and government. So one of them, I don't know whether I should mention him, but because he's now not alive anymore, he tried to stop me giving my report. And typical a woman that I was, I refused to be put down, even if he was the head of state who was hitting the desk. I did not know at first why he was hitting the desk, but the chair of that African Union was President Chesano, because we were in Maputo. And he explained to me, he told me, Judge, so-and-so, a leader of this country, I think it was the leader of Libya at the time, he's banging the table, but he's saying that last year you made this request to be given funds to run the children's committee. You are not given funds, so he's just basically asking why. He's not opposing you, but he's asking why. That is how resilient a woman can be. Then I established the family division of the High Court in Kenya, and chaired it for some time. The division is still up and running and doing very well. I served with international colleagues at the ICC. We were 18 judges. Every time at the ICC, there's always 18 judges. And the challenge was that we were both from common law background and civil law background. But somehow, but the year that I joined the International Criminal Court, women judges were in the majority. Today, not today, but at that time. And then whilst I was still very new in the court, I handled a matter of discipline concerning one of my colleagues. So these are just examples of supporting women's access to positions of high responsibility. And then I finally, after my 9 years at The Hague and after my further training, I then moved my judicial career from judgeship to alternative dispute resolution. Now then, there are some qualities which I think are important for supporting women access to positions of high responsibility. For example, recognizing that fear drives out decisions and actions and enables one to make a conscious choice to use that information for self-awareness. And the fact that fearless leaders, and most women who have reached positions of power and influence, they are fearless. The fact that fearless leaders influence others to become more open to change and grow and adapt. Fearlessness allows leaders to embrace failure, learn from it and try again, other than being paralyzed by uncertainty and thereby afraid of making decisions or unwilling to make mistakes and learn from them. It's very rare that that women are put down easily. Now, qualities important for supporting women, I'm still continuing. Taking a minute to appreciate what you have built and achieved, that alone is a quality. Take a minute occasionally as a woman to appreciate what you have built and achieved. Also, force yourself into the spotlight. There are times when you have to force yourself into the spotlight, like when I was in Maputo, the example I've just given. Here I was on the podium giving my speech as chair of the Children's Committee, and there was a head of state banging the table. And I decided that I was not going to pay attention because I knew the only people who are in this hall are heads of state and government of the African Union. So what I did was I forced myself into the spotlight. Making decisions and sticking to them, this is important for other people for people who watch you. If they know that when you make your decisions, you stick to them, then that is important. And then the delegation and empowerment. This is important for a fearless leader. And these are some of the key values which shaped my career over the years. A career that I started way back in 1974, and a career that I started when I was already a wife, a mother. Honesty and integrity is key, and I've survived by that. Honesty and integrity. Resilience. I have been very resilient in my life. Accountability. I'm able to account for what I've done or what I have. Dedication and sincerity. That is also a quality that has shaped my life. Humility. I'm very humble. I believe I am. Like just yesterday, I was at a function, and one of the ladies came near me and said, I have not met you, Judge, because I'm much younger, but I'm told that you are a judge, and that at some point, at some years back, you were a judge at the International Criminal Court. I said, yes. He said, but you are so humble. I said, when you reach my stage and you have this wealth of knowledge, and you have also achieved so much, why would you not be humble? Because if you're not humble, then you put people off. They cannot come to you easily. And yet I mentor a lot of young people, so I have to be this way. Empathy, determination, networking, and mentoring the younger generation. I do a lot of mentoring young lawyers, young mediators. Now, caring for the family for the last 50 years. On the 11th of September, that is just not last month, 2 months ago, 11th of September, my husband and I celebrated our 50 years of our wedding. We wedded on the 11th of September, 1971. That's where we were then. This is where we were in September this year. And our main newspaper featured us and interviewed us and featured us. So that is what I'm saying, caring for the family that I've cared for those years. And that did not stop me from ascending to my position as an international judge. This is my family. I had 3 daughters. I now have my 3 daughters and 2 sons-in-law, and 3 grandchildren. So, caring for the family for 50 years while serving as a top judge. I then transited from judgeship to alternative dispute resolution. This is a practice that I started in 2018 after serving at the International Criminal Court for 9 years. Judges at the International Criminal Court serve 1 term of 9 years, and that's where I am now. I'm a very active international certified international mediator. I conduct mediations for here locally at the judiciary. I do some work for them. They send me work to mediation, Organization of Women Lawyers, FIDA, and I do an online mediation, and I'm a certified international mediator. If you look at their website, you will find me as a certified international mediator. I also serve for global mediation, the international, the UN Global Mediation Panel, but I serve in the advisory board. There are only 9 of us in that board, and I happen to be the only member from the Africa region. Thank you very much. I will leave it as briefly as that because we have many presenters. Thank you, and be blessed. In Nairobi, it's now 8 p.m. in the evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lady Judge.